Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Griot's Garage YouTube Live. I am Nick.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Stevie.
Stevie, the voice of God, and of course our crew behind the scenes making us look good, even as unprofessional as we are. Today we are going to talk about everything ceramic, so hopefully you are ready for SIO Too Fast, Too Furious. We had fun with that poster. Hopefully you guys are following us on all the social grams, so you see our funny photos that we get to call work.
Yeah, it's always a highlight of the month, getting to do the YouTube Live poster.
Yeah, we got a great creative team, as you guys probably know. And yeah, that has become a fun tradition, and we'll keep it up. So, like I said, today we are going to talk about everything ceramic, from the concept of high solids all the way down to ceramic infused, how to use them, when to use them, their main benefits. We're definitely going to show you some demos as well.
Yeah.
If this is your first time here, be sure to raise your hands in the comments and participate. There's no stupid question. And remember that if we do not answer your question specifically, hopefully we answer it categorically as part of our demos, but we will have no questions left behind this Friday on the Griot's Garage YouTube channel, where we will get to every question that we did not have the chance to answer today.
For sure. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss that video. And yeah, like Nick said, we've got a pretty demo heavy live again today. And you guys keep asking for more demos, so we're trying to fulfill that want.
Yeah, and today we're definitely going to focus on our products, how to apply them, any off-label use or additional benefits to each of them. If you're curious as to how our products stack up against our competition, in particular in the ceramic category or ceramic infused category, we did do a live comparison last year. It was very extensive. We didn't name names, but we put a wide smattering of true ceramics to graphene infused products to ceramic infused products, and kind of let the results speak for themselves. So you can find that on our YouTube channel if you're interested in more comparisons. But today we're going to talk about proper application benefits and just ceramic as a whole. If it's your first time hearing ceramic, you're going to hear that word a lot today, so I apologize in advance. But this is always a fun one, and we love what our ceramic products do and what they show people.
Yeah, I know we've got a lot of cool tips and tricks for you guys today, a few off-label uses like Nick mentioned. So it should be a fun one. You guys have asked a lot of good questions in the pre-submit on Instagram, and I know we're seeing some good ones coming in already on the chat.
Yeah, so your participation is rewarded. We will be doing a giveaway, our ceramic family kit. It's an $80 value. It has pretty much every ceramic product we offer I think a few towels as well in there.
Yeah.
A good regimen, and we're going to show you how to use all the products in the ceramic family kit to kind of set a base layer, do proper maintenance, and get all the maximum utility out of this variety of products. So we've got a few events coming up. Our first one is going to be Porsche Parade, so if you're a Porsche Club member, June 18th through 24th, we're going to be down in La Quinta Resort in Palm Desert. Man, that's not a bad place to be.
Not at all.
Maybe in June. Maybe it's too hot in June.
Could be a little hot, but that's a fun event.
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
If you're a Porsche guy, definitely a good one to get out to, whether you're, well, I think you have to be registered for that event to really get into anywhere. It's not really,
you got to be in the club.
Yeah, not really just something you can go hang out and watch, but awesome event. Worked that one a few years in the past, and it was a lot of fun. And next one up, we have Beamer Life, mixed caffeine and gasoline. That's at the BMW CCA headquarters in Griot, South Carolina. So that one's June 24th. So right on the tail end of that Porsche Parade event at the end of the month. And I know all those Beamer Life caffeine and gasolines are usually pretty big.
Yeah, got some broad range of ages and tastes at those ones, for sure.
Wide range of style.
All right, and then we got back to the 50s at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds over in St. Paul, Minnesota. Shout out Jeff Brown. We're coming to your hood June 23rd to the 25th, one of the biggest hot rod shows in the country. Absolutely wild. Unpredictable weather for sure.
Yeah.
But you still see guys in like ratted out T-buckets with no roof driving in the rain. So it's a pretty hardcore crowd out there.
Yeah, that's a big one. So definitely if you're in the St. Paul area, great one to head out to. And then we have Good Guys 25th Summit Racing Nationals, July 7th through the 9th at Columbus, Ohio at the Ohio Expo Center. So that's another pretty big one. One of the larger Good Guys shows, I believe. And yeah, right there in the same part of the country.
Yeah. And as we already said, subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss No Questions Left Behind this coming Friday. In case we don't answer your question, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for notification of sales, fun content, educational content, and then primarily sign up for our emails because that's the first place you find out about our promotions and new product launches. We do have a promotion that is starting tonight for you all that are here on the live. It is spend $30 and you get a free bottle of Ceramic 3-in-1 wax. I'm gonna have Stevie put that code in the chat so you guys can see it. It is SMLCJ. Use that at checkout for a free bottle of Ceramic 3-in-1 wax on any order over $30. And that will end in 6 days here. So,
yeah, that's a great value. You don't want to miss that one.
Yeah, and we're gonna show you all the benefits of that product today. So it definitely will be a topical giveaway.
Yeah, not hard to hit that $30 threshold as you're gearing up for the summer months, restocking all your car care. So don't forget that code. And make sure you're subscribed. I know we're always surprised how many, in the video metrics, how many of our viewers aren't actually subscribed. So if you think you've hit the button, just go double check that you have subscribed so you don't miss any of our content.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got to talk about this car, and I'm going to talk about it for long enough to cue up Matt with this video. But if you look behind us, we've got this black 100 series, and actually we just had some refinishing work done on the very front of it, so we're not going to mess with that as that paint continues to off-gas before we put any protection on it. But Sam and I spent yesterday stripping off all remnants of surface protection so we could give you a totally neutral surface to do some demos on it today. And so this is a video of
bare, grabby paint.
Yeah, the water behavior here. You know, what we like to see is on an unprotected car is very slow sheeting. And we did it on the glass as well. So you'll see, you know, just the lack of the water leaving the paint. That is a cue for an unprotected car. And as water starts to slow down on that paint finish, leaving the surface, you know, diminishing protection is another cue.
Yep.
Right, and so that segues us right into ceramic. What is ceramic and why ceramic?
Yeah, I mean, lots of reasons why, but what is it? Silicon dioxide is typically the base chemistry in any ceramic product.
SiO2
Yeah,
also.
SiO2, as you saw in the movie poster. SiO2, Fast, Too Furious. But that silicon dioxide, or SiO2, is what creates the benefits that you guys want when you use a ceramic product on your vehicle. So good gloss, great hydrophobicity, probably the best hydrophobicity of really any protective technology out there, especially across all of those that we've tested. Great durability, which we can tout with all of our products. As you guys may have seen in the lives that Nick was talking about, where we compare ourselves to a lot of the competition. That's not always true, so make sure you're doing your research there if you are branching out of the Griot's Garage line. And then slickness and self-cleaning ability, those are two other big benefits of ceramic technology. And again, that extreme durability. Then we get into high solids versus ceramic infused. So as we sit today, Griot's Garage does not offer any high solids ceramic products. All of our formulas would be considered ceramic infused. So
we had a couple people asking already about, when are you going to make a ceramic in one of the little glass bottles? Well, those little glass bottles generally are that way because they are high solids, which are essentially the percent of SiO2 content contained within there is higher, right? That SiO2 is a derivative of silica or glass, so it is a solid that needs to be, to be delivered to a paint system, needs to be cut with something, typically some solvent blend. And you'll have ranges from low 50s up to claimed 95%, and that also comes with some hardness ratings. Those could be debated in general, but
you gotta watch out for the hardness.
7 H's and 9 H's. Those are generally hardness ratings that you might see in graphene pencils or graphite pencils. Think back to your elementary school days. But yeah, those higher solid ones are definitely much more serious, much more durable. They do offer a lot of the same benefits relative to the ceramic infused products. However, they're actually technically have some thickness to them and are essentially a sacrificial clear coat of sorts.
Yeah, and much more technical to apply as well. They're not nearly as easy to use as our ceramic line of products. Some of them are easier than others, usually based on that SiO2 or solids content that Nick was referring to, and a really good high solid ceramic coating. If you were to leave the vial or the small glass bottle opened and walk away for 24 hours, sometimes a little more than that, you actually come back and find a portion of that has solidified into a glass-like material. So that's where that solids term comes from. And you won't get that with our products. That's why you don't have to throw away your towels after you apply them and things like that. Which are some consequences of using those higher solid products. But the big difference is durability, and then, like Nick said, the thickness or the actual layer that's being left behind on the paint finish.
Yeah, and those bottles aren't small because they're trying to cheap you out. Generally, that's about as much as you need for a specific set of jobs, whether they and because their shelf lives are so thin. I mean, you can put the cap on right after you use it and come back, and the next time the cap's a little stubborn because some of those solids have seized up in the dripper. So it's more about shelf life and being exposed to oxygen or just the environment that starts to create the reaction and harden those things up, right? You'll come back to a vial that's literally just solid. So that really is the why for the sizes. Now, if you're a professional, and you have some certification, you can get larger vials, but the presumption is that you might be doing multiple cars in a day with that single vial and go through a vial over multiple jobs in one day. So, but there's a wide variety of products out there, and generally a lot of them are pretty high quality. If you're gonna pay $80 for 30 milliliters or something, you better be certain. But what we found in a lot of our testing is that the name brands are name brands for a reason. So look for a specific manufacturer of ceramics versus a relabeler. For us, we have a lot of questions about, why don't you guys have a high solids coating? Well, our manufacturing facility is really outfitted for a wide variety of products, many of which, tire dressings, let's say, contain silicone. Silicone does not jive with the environment that is required for bottling and manufacturing those high solids coatings.
Yeah.
So,
or simply water.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times you can't expose a lot of those high solids, solvent cut products to a water-based product or water in a production line, things like that. So lots of variables.
So manufacturing investment, we've been saying this for a few years now, but the other thing is if we acknowledge that we can't manufacture in-house, we really want to be specific about co-developing something, owning that formula. And trust me, we've been trying, but we're very picky, and we don't like releasing any control over our chemicals in particular. So it's been a struggle for us to get something that we're proud of that matches our brand. But in the interim, we have this wonderful line of ceramic infused products, which really all gravitate around a ceramic intermediate that we developed in-house. And that intermediate allows for this variety of products at different percent content of that intermediate for the different applications. But that's why we can deliver it to different materials. And that was developed in-house. We're very proud of that. And categorically, if you're buying something ceramic, your expectation is that it's going to have all the traits that Sam suggested, and you're going to get superior durability to traditional protections such as carnauba, polymer sealants, which are all products that are still relevant if you prefer them. However, the expectation for ceramic, being that it is going to be a premium price point to some of those products, is that you get some other performance benefit. Ultimately, the marriage of ease of use and durability, ease of use that may even be comparable to your traditional experiences with carnauba waxes, carnauba infused products, and polymer sealants.
Sometimes even easier.
Yeah, with some added performance benefits that you don't see from those products. I think the biggest one for me is durability, right?
Yeah.
And self-cleaning. Your car stays cleaner longer. It's easier to clean the next time you clean it. Less water stays on the paint when you have to dry the car. Fantastic benefits. So I think we generally covered high solids versus, do we want to mention graphene? Because there's a couple graphene questions.
I mean, I don't know. If you guys have been watching us, you know why we haven't come out with a graphene product. All of the graphene products we've tested have not really met our expectations as to being superior than the ceramic products that they compete with. I think that sums it up pretty well.
I would qualify it even more by saying, you can't get a good graphene product because graphene is essentially an addition to your base ceramic chemistry.
Yeah.
So if you don't have good ceramic chemistry and you're jumping all the way to graphene, you're probably just capitalizing on what we think is the worst part about graphene is that people are charging more money by claiming graphene. And if there is graphene in the formula and it actually adds to performance, that incremental performance is not in line with the jump in price relative to a graphene labeled product. So again, I think a comparable graphene spray sealant is going to be $26 to $28, whereas our ceramic 3-in-1 wax is $21.99. It's not $7 better.
No, I don't think we've tested a single graphene product that will outlast our ceramic 3-in-1 in terms of a similar, water-based spray, or even some of the, more traditional wax-like products you're applying to a pad and buffing over the paint that way.
Yeah, so I think it's, and the biggest thing you see, or where it's a fad, like nano wax, is when a company that has been stagnant for years and selling their products for an average of about $7 per unit comes out with a $25 product out of nowhere, totally skips the ceramic development phase and slaps graphene on it. And you can go on YouTube and search all of those, torture test comparisons, and they fall flat on their face. But, some wise guy in the C-suite said, hey, graphene's hot. Let's, increase our average,
Let's capitalize on it.
Dollar per unit by $17. Man, I'm going to get some great stock options and, don't think about the enthusiast at all. So
yeah, like you said, a few companies that haven't even really been relevant in the paint protection space that have come out with graphene products since that buzz.
It's not the biggest guys. It's the brands that have been, non-innovating for years and years and years.
Yeah. Yeah, so do your research. That we're not saying that there isn't legitimate graphene products out there or graphene technology. It just, from what we've seen with the chemistry in the automotive industry, it doesn't really stand up to what we expect from a ceramic product.
And the same goes with the high solids, right?
Yeah.
We did lab testing of, I think, 38 to 42 different high solids coatings in terms of understanding where our benchmark was that measured contact angle, gloss enhancement, and ultimately durability. And the graphene products that, again, were about a 10 to 16% premium in price relative to the, what ultimately ended up to be our benchmarks and the best performing high solid ceramics. I mean, they weren't even close, to the good ceramics.
Yeah.
But they were selling for more. So unethical, if you ask me, but also capitalism.
Yeah.
So just don't be fooled. Do your research.
I mean, like Nick said, do your research. That's the most important thing when it comes to really any product like this. And that's a good segue into, what makes our product superior, which you guys ask a lot about that. Nick already mentioned the in-house developed intermediate, which is something we are very proud of, and it's a base that we've built on throughout our ceramic line, and something that we will continue to build on. And second to that, performance is always paramount when we're testing products. As we've said over and over, we're not willing to settle on something that's not as good as what else is out there in that category. We all love working on our cars. We all love detailing our cars. So if it's not something that we would use in our garage on our vehicles, it's not going to make it onto the shelves to sell to you guys to use in your garage on your vehicles. It's probably the plainest way I could put it. We take performance very seriously, and one of those big things is ease of application. Nobody likes a product that you're fighting to get good performance out of. So we always try to, use the important parameters of durability and gloss and protection and hydrophobicity as top priority, but that ease of application and user experience is also a really important part of how we develop all of our products, and definitely something in a lot of the testing that we found that makes us stand out. You're going to get the performance that we claim, but you're also going to have a fun and easy time doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean they're brainless. These are definitely more advanced than a product that, can cause no harm or cannot be used incorrectly. That product also probably doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so there's definitely some directions to be followed, and that's what we're going to demo today. We're going to show you some real life results and talk you through, again, some of those off-label uses and benefits. I will say, one of the other things is that outside of having those standards for the products that leave the building, I was at one of our big customers, conference last week, and they specifically stated no jeans. I'm like, I don't own anything other than jeans. I think I've got like one pair of slacks from my commercial real estate days, and our rep who was there, she was like, why do you hate the concept of not wearing jeans? It's because that's not me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming to work and I end my day washing a car. I'm not up in an ivory tower with slacks on, thinking about how to trick people into buying my overpriced crap. I'm going to use this stuff myself and want to be sure that it works for you all. So that's our promise. That's how it's always been. This company was founded by a tinkerer who was pissed off by what was available, and so he went and found the best, and we're still in business 33 years later. So, all right, let's show the people some stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We got a lot of great questions coming in. Appreciate you guys. We are logging the questions. A lot of them are about what we're going to be talking about, but I see a lot of love. I see a lot of layering comments in here too. People doing ceramic all-in-one as a base, maintaining with ceramic wash and coat. Fantastic. We're going to tell you all the, kind of the sequence of how we lay out our base layers, our maintenance steps, and then the complementary surfaces we've also developed ceramic solutions for. So, want to get started?
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty sweet ceramic all-in-one demo for you guys to start out. So I'm gonna wheel the cart out of the way and wheel another.
While you're wheeling and dealing, I'm gonna take a look at some of these questions. Okay, we had a couple questions come in about how foaming polygloss plays with some of our ceramic products. We've talked about this before. Foaming polygloss, excellent part of the Boss foaming system. It essentially is a foamable polymer sealant that works when your car is clean, it's still wet, you foam it on the entire car, allow it to dwell, rinse away, drives water off, and leaves behind some intermediate protection until your next wash. So being that Polywax or Polygloss is a polymer sealant, if you were to introduce a ceramic product on top of that, guess what? You're going to see the benefits of the ceramic product because that's your top layer. That's what's exposed to the elements, and that's what the water will hit first. Elements will hit first. If you go the opposite way and have a ceramic base coat and use Polygloss, you're going to actually get different hydrophobics because the top layer is going to reflect the polymer sealant and its hydrophobics. Is it wrong? No, but it'll change the way water interacts with your paint. So if you love Polygloss, and then while you rinse it off while the car's still wet, you want to spray ceramic speed shine as a drying aid, go right ahead. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm just making sure to explain that you're changing how water will behave with the paint based upon the products you choose. So typically, say if you got a ceramic base coat, leave a ceramic top coat as part of your washing process, your last step. But definitely, and that applies to Polywax too. I think somebody else asked about that. If Polywax is your base and you apply a ceramic 3-in-1 on top of it, how's that going to change? Polywax, very durable polymer sealant. You're going to get the hydrophobics of ceramic 3-in-1 on it. However, again, I would suggest ceramic 3-in-1 is going to be your more durable base layer. So I'd put ceramic 3-in-1 down as your base and probably move the Polywax on to something else. We've simply outkicked Polywax in terms of durability with ceramic 3-in-1. But as we'll show you, if you got Polywax as your base, there's a great way to use ceramic 3-in-1 wax quickly in between washes that will extend the life of that Polywax as well. Okay, we got a couple of those questions answered. Let's go, Sam.
Make sure this, all right, we're good. All right, so as you can see on this hood, we have a very swirled up surface.
Nasty.
This is probably a pretty extreme scenario to attack with an all-in-one, but we're gonna hit it with ceramic all-in-one and show you a quick before and after of what this product can do in a pretty short amount of time. And then we have some other demos set up that you can't see on this zoomed in view right now, but we have ceramic all-in-one that we pre-applied yesterday, and it's cured up, and we're gonna show you some hydrophobicity difference in a before and after. And then we have ceramic 3-in-1 right next to that. A lot of you guys ask, how does ceramic all-in-one compare to ceramic 3-in-1 in hydrophobicity or durability? So we're not gonna spend a bunch of time washing over these to show you the durability difference, but we will show you that initial hydrophobic reaction and how they compare in that way.
Once again, if you're interested in seeing live durability demos, hopefully Stevie and Julie can post the link to that previous ceramic live that we did, which does the product by product comparison, the category by category comparison of the competitive set against our ceramic equivalents, whether that be spray sealant, ceramic 3-in-1 wax, this ceramic all-in-one concept, our ceramic detailers, and then our ceramic wash and coat. So that's really instructive and again, very thorough, deep dive, durability, lots of demos in there. You'll learn a lot there.
Yeah, got some cool stuff to show you. So quick demo, it's a fresh orange correcting pad. I'm using a G15. You can apply this with a long throw. You just don't want to go crazy on the speed and pressure. Since it is a durable protectant that you're applying, you don't want to speed cure it on the finish, but we're gonna apply it to the pad here. So when you're starting with a fresh pad, just gonna butter the whole pad face, get it nice and evenly distributed. I wouldn't use this same amount of product every time. So you can see, the pad's pretty well covered there. If I was finishing, a section and moving to a new section on this hood, I would just add a few more drops after that to re-lubricate the pad, get enough product to get the results that I want. But you're not going to continue swirling that same amount on there every time you have to switch sections, or you'll end up with a really oversaturated pad.
Okay, so I gotta back us up a little bit before you get going. So just for anybody who's asking, what's the proper setup for ceramic all-in-one wax? Well, you're going to wash the car, you're going to decontaminate the car. If you've done those steps, And this is the only protection and or correction step you're going to do. You're going to do one step, which this product allows. The only suggested thing that could improve durability of this product would be to use a panel wipe, such as our Surface Prep Cleanser. Or another use case for this all-in-one product is a secondary step, a finishing step, which would be after a more substantial correction. So while this represents kind of general wear and tear on, say, like a tunnel wash car. Matt, could you give me the shot, please? This might represent consistent swirls from a tunnel wash car.
Swirls.
You may also have microfiber haze or haze from a more aggressive compounding or cutting step that this product would be your secondary step to remedy those finer scratches and then leave behind protection. Ultimately, ceramic all-in wax is a base coat. Right, so that it is one of our most durable protections and has the benefit of remedying some of those light scratches like we're going to see. It's surprisingly capable with its defect removal, but just had to back us up and give the setup for anybody who's never done this before, total novice in terms of how do I get ready to use this.
Yeah, that's exactly how we set up this hood. You know, like Nick said, you would wash, decontaminate, and then this hood was stripped down with Surface Prep Cleanser to make sure there was nothing on the finish that's going to impede the performance or durability of the ceramic all-in-one.
There he is, Dean Ware. He asked, what prep is before this? So it's like I saw in the future.
I might need you to help me hold this
Okay.
stand here. It's a stand on wheels. So, all right, so we're going to start out at speed 3, spread it out, and then I'll speed up to speed 5 to get the work done. Lock the trigger in. Maintain nice fast pad rotation. Get that cord off my mic there. And we're gonna do about 5 passes here. So anywhere from 3 to 5 is gonna be normal. Ramp it up to speed 5. Nice slow arm speed. Don't want to be moving too quick, otherwise it's not going to have a chance to get the job done. Three. 4. I'm just using moderate pressure. Nothing too crazy. And 5. Let it slow down on the surface so I don't sling product all over Nick.
We had a couple questions about 5 or 6 inch pad. That's up to preference, right? We generally start people, complete novices, with a 6 inch pad, and that pairs with a 6.5 inch pad, excuse me, that pairs with a 6 inch backing plate. So if you have a 5 inch backing plate, you're going to use a 5.5 inch pad. Now, the benefit to a smaller backing plate, you're going to have, you know, a little bit faster rotation. Better correction, right? So that the more that pad rotates, the more efficient of a process you're going to get. But, you know, it's your first time, start with a 6 inch plate. As you get more confident in your skills, you can drop it down. For pros almost always prefer the 5 inch plate just for maneuverability. We are using the G15, which comes equipped with a 5 inch plate, which means 5.5 inch pad. But a lot of pros will even go G21, which is a 21 millimeter machine, and put a 5 inch plate on that to get the ultimate throw and fastest spinning combination they can get on that heavy cutting tool.
Yeah, so as we mentioned to start, you know, pretty gnarred up finish for an all-in-one, but you can see that very drastic before and after there. You know, this side is not absolutely perfect. With that heavy of defects, I might do a first step with like a microfiber pad, or you could also use ceramic all-in-one with microfiber pad to increase the cut a little bit. But for a ceramic product, being that it's, you know, an all-in-one and something that you're applying protection with, pretty outstanding results and capability there.
Seeing that bounce in the right spots now?
Yeah, we can do a quick pan with the camera too, and might show it a little bit better. Well, there's only so much movement on that light.
While we're getting that, this kind of ties into a question that Terry Walsh just asked. I've used 3-in-1 ceramic on my new Corvette, 2 applications. Can you apply all-in-one over the 3-in-1? Could the swirl remover in the all-in-one be too harsh for a swirl-free finish? As you can see here, we just corrected 5 grit sanding scratches, so it is perfect to leave you that perfect swirl-free finish that you're seeing there on the left section, the section that's sand polished. So you don't have to worry about that. However, since you're saying that you already applied ceramic 3-in-1, it's important to note that the abrasive in ceramic all-in-one will be removing the protection that you've already applied. So ideally, you'd be correcting the surface first with the all-in-one, and then you can use 3-in-1 over that if you'd like to add a little more protection and enhance the hydrophobicity.
Yeah, so there you can see the before on this side to the after on the far side there. So pretty drastic, right split down that line. Still some defects left. It's not absolutely perfect, but very, very good improvement. I would say probably 85 to 90% improvement. All that's left is some of the deeper defects that were in that panel.
Yeah,
and like Nick mentioned, you could do ceramic all-in-one as a second step. So say you did fast correcting cream on a microfiber pad, put some haze in the finish with that. Ceramic all-in-one is has a good enough abrasive that it will finish down as a second step very, very nicely. To answer Stevie's question, just because it has an abrasive in it doesn't mean it's going to leave haze or marring or swirls in the finish. It is a good enough, refined enough abrasive that it will finish down to a perfect finish. This is a very soft paint. It's also plain black, so the least forgiving. There's no metallic in this to hide any haze or marring. And although you can still see some of the deeper defects that are there, I only did 4.5, 5 passes. Speed 5, not a lot of pressure. You could either spend a little more time on that or say use a microfiber pad or a more aggressive step prior, and then finish with ceramic all-in-one to get it totally perfect.
Well, we're hoping if we're talking to our customers on the other end that aren't professionals that you don't do this to your car, but you may inherit a car that's new to you that's in this condition.
Yeah.
In which case, ceramic all-in-ones, that's a great gentle step to say, hey, am I happy with that? Or do a test panel like we did. That's a tiny little test panel in my mind. Oh, I do need a more substantial cutting step. So it's safe enough to be used as that kind of intermediate kind of do no harm approach. But on a well-maintained car, you're probably not going to fight a lot of consistent swirls like you're seeing here. This is definitely like tunnel wash-esque concentration.
Exactly.
If you're hand washing, and you probably may polish your car once a year, ceramic all-in-one's definitely going to do the job. We did have De Jesus Antonio ask, can you use a microfiber pad to apply all-in-one? Of course you can. Yeah, that'll amplify the cutting power of this product. Again, you just don't want to use extremely high speed because that microfiber pad will generate a little bit more temperature on the surface. That's part of what makes it effective. But on a harder paint, it could be the only step you need based upon the abrasive size that's in there. On a softer paint, it may leave microfiber haze. So just keep that in mind and do test sections and you should be fine.
Should we show them?
Yeah, we're gonna back this up too so we can do the water results but yeah, if you'd like to demonstrate the microfiber pad, the people asked for it, so we better give it to them.
Give them what they want. We can do this real quick. Same exact process pretty much, butter the pad face. Microfiber, you really don't wanna have dry sections of your pad or it will heat it up even faster, heat the surface up even faster. So got that pretty evenly saturated. And then we'll come in and I'll just do this other half here. And this is going to be a more aggressive approach. So we'll see what we can do. Spread it out, speed up to 5. And again,
once you're done demoing, I want to hit a couple of them.
Want that nice fast pad rotation. Slow arm speed. Three passes. Four. And five. I can already tell that took out a little more than the orange foam did.
Yeah, we'll see based upon you saying this is a soft paint if you have any haze, which in that case I'd say, might be too soft of a system for microfiber, but looks pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Get our heads out of the way so you guys can see it. So we had a couple people ask, what's the best combo for this? Ask Andy's Detail. I think in general, again, if you're using it the way we kind of described, that it's for moderate to light defects and or a secondary step to clear up any haze that could be created from a more aggressive initial step. Orange pads or just a medium density reticulated foam like our orange foam correcting pad. We gotta ask about, can you use a microfiber pad? The answer is yes. But generally, again, a lower density foam is going to give you less correction capability. That medium density foam really is probably the best fit. Let's see.
You kind of pan the light across. You can see this was the section finished with foam. So a little bit more clear, but there are some defects left. And then over here you have the section finished with microfiber. So you can see that slight haze is what microfiber will cause in a soft, plain color like this plain black.
Yeah, we're gonna get a, how do you tell if paint's hard versus soft? That's a lot of that's experience. Talk about that a lot in our polishing lives. So just that, I'd say we generally recommend that foam interface as the kind of intermediate do no harm to establish if you need a more aggressive step. You wouldn't want your paint to look like this on your last step, right?
Ideally, no.
You wouldn't want that haze as something like, oh, I can walk away, job well done. You'd probably want it closer to this. But if you have those deeper scratches, a microfiber and more aggressive compound is your first step.
Yep.
Then the next step, you're doing an orange foam pad or sometimes even softer pad, to just really clear up these really light remedies or defects that you've left behind. All right, we've got another question that's great. I'm gonna answer it early because we're gonna talk about it again. That is, how long do I have to wait after applying ceramic all-in-one before I layer with ceramic 3-in-1 wax? We definitely recommend 12 to 24 hours of cure for that base layer, which ceramic all-in-one is, that's what we consider it to be, before applying another layer of ceramic 3-in-1 wax. That is definitely your ultimate kind of reset your paint, clean up some of the minor defects, and leave behind great protection, and then top it off with even more substantial protection to just absolutely protect that base coat and get great durability. You're not really seeing a big difference in terms of the hydrophobics between the two products, again, because they share the same ceramic intermediate. So it's only going to benefit you to layer, but give it 12 to 24 hours to cure without being introduced to moisture. Leave it overnight, apply your ceramic 3-in-1 wax in the morning before you head to the car show. After you finish your detail job late at night, you'll be a happy person. Okay, so we're gonna put some water on this and then we're gonna keep moving because how the heck did we already get 45 minutes into this? We gotta give something away too.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys are learning stuff. Let us know if you have specific questions. Obviously shoot. We're gonna do our best to answer everything we can and ideally do even more demos.
All right.
That was a good one, Sam.
So we'll actually show you, what ceramic all-in-one will look like if it gets hit with water right off the bat, since we just applied that up here. Again, like Nick said, it's mostly going to affect durability. You're still going to have good protection. You're just not going to get, the quite the same longevity as you would if you let it cure. It's not going to rinse off or anything like that. So you don't have to worry too much if you're forced to take the car out in the rain or has to be exposed to moisture. It's just best case scenario, give it that 12 to 24 hours. Next, you have ceramic all-in-one here that was pre-applied. So this has set up for 24 hours, a little bit over. And then you have ceramic 3-in-1 right next to it that was also pre-applied. So ceramic all-in-one, ceramic all-in-one, ceramic 3-in-1. The bottom panels here are bare. So all 3 of these bottom panels are bare paint so that you can see kind of the juxtaposition between durable hydrophobic ceramic protection and bare, sticky, flat paint.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, there, get out of the way. Ooh.
Again, you can see, like, pretty much right away, that polishing is generating enough temperature to cure it, and you get those immediate hydrophobics.
Yep.
The only thing that we warn about is, again, reduced durability, but you're still going to get that reaction right away. So you've done your job.
Making Matt sweat over here, moving all the cameras around. All right, so again, now you see that explosive hydrophobicity from ceramic 3-in-1, comparable from ceramic all-in-one that's been cured. Down below, and you got that flat, slow moving water. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Yeah, we're kind of losing that. See if I can't get
I don't know. The light might be making it worse.
If I can cast it down the side.
I don't want to blow up, I don't want to blow up Matt's bulb if I hit it with water either.
Okay. Yeah, again, everybody's asking the questions right after we've answered them. So what if we can't wait for 12 to 24 hours? Again, you're going to still get great results, just not ultimate durability. Did get a question about how long can we expect ceramic all-in-one to last? Generally in our simulated wash testing, we're estimating it's 9 to 12 months. It can be extended based upon some of the techniques we're going to show you as soon as we move past this and can show you, effectively what the water's doing here.
Yep. So I'll hit it one more time. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on. This is the one downside of black paint. Sometimes it's not always the easiest to show water behavior on camera, but it's the easiest to show defect removal. So that's why we're using this hood here. There we go. So again, like Nick said, a few of you guys are asking, what happens if you have to expose it to moisture? We just applied this, and it's still protecting very well. You can see compared to that bare paint below it, which the water is just slowly sheeting off. Top is practically dry already. Not allowing the water to sheet hardly at all. And then you go across, and you can see that pretty drastic difference.
Yeah.
So we had a couple questions too about, can you use complete compound prior to ceramic all-in-one? Absolutely. It's a great 1-2 punch. Use complete compound on a microfiber pad or a foam pad. It's a little more aggressive product. And then finish the job with your ceramic all-in-one on an orange foam or a yellow foam pad to knock out any haze that you might have put in with microfiber or the more aggressive complete compound.
All right. We're going to keep us moving, Sam.
All right.
I'm sure we'll get more questions about that, but again, I think we definitely showed the correction capability.
Yeah.
And maybe had a little bit harder time showing specifically the hydrophobic. So hopefully.
Well, we're looking at it on that tiny monitor. Hopefully you guys can see it, being that you're probably a little closer to your computer monitor or watching it on TV.
All right, so next up, I think we're going to show metal polish, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think that's next on the agenda.
So we got a pretty cool one to show you guys, kind of underrated, but this is a category that
Went to the wrong side.
has not gotten a lot of love in the ceramic space, and we had the need to develop a new metal polishing product and saying, hey, most of these metal polishes on the market have some polymer protection package. What if we could amp it up with the ceramic intermediate? And we know a lot about abrasives based upon our Boss polishing system, and we put together a really good ceramic infused metal polish. Very capable of cleaning up a lot of dirty metal. Even as metal parts diminish on automobiles, it definitely has utility all across the map. Right now we've got this beautiful silver platter from one of our call center associates, Rachel, who brought this in, and we were like, oh man.
Yeah, she did this half by hand, you guys. Like, I don't know if you can, I mean, you can definitely see that. We've got, tarnished, oxidized, brown and gray metal on one side and beautiful, glossy, shiny chrome mirror finish on the other side. So that was by hand. Pretty outstanding results.
Without a doubt.
For a metal polish by hand.
Yeah.
So we're going to show you a little more hand use and then machine use as well of the ceramic metal polish.
Yeah, and again, part of this live is we're showing you the best tips and tricks for using our products. There are definitely going to be categorical ceramic questions. No, we're getting layering questions. We've already answered a lot of them, so we'll keep hammering home as we work through our portfolio. But let's see what this one's got, Sam.
All right, so
you buttered the pad just like you would with any dry pad.
Not a ton of product. Again, you don't want to overuse these products because it's essentially a waste. You'll overload your pad, it'll make the pad softer and less effective, and can just make a mess, especially if you're using a machine. So just get some elbow grease in here. You can already see that transformation starting to take shape.
Yeah, with all metal polishes, you generally tend to build a black slurry,
Yep,
right?
so you can see that black residue on the pad. If it's bare metal, you want to see that. You'll always see that with bare metal anytime you take an abrasive to it. Even the old toothpaste test. If you're unsure if a metal surface is bare or coated, if you don't have metal polish already, you can grab your tube of toothpaste and just put a little dab on a white cotton cloth, old t-shirt, towel, whatever, and scrub the metal with it. And if you get that black residue, you know that it is a bare or raw metal finish.
I can tell you, when I was little, I used to help my mom polish silverware by hand with cotton cloths.
Yeah.
Oh man, I guess she was picking on me because I had smaller hands. Doing that as an adult is terrible. Thank God we have, good pads and better ergonomics for polishing those things.
Yeah.
And then obviously machines too. Machines are excellent. So
Still takes some elbow grease. Hand polishing is always a great workout.
it's also really safe too if you're working on something really old.
For sure.
And you don't know, if it's chrome in particular, chrome is a finite finish. So you don't necessarily want to just attack it and, polish through the chrome finish. And all of a sudden your chrome turns blue. Guess what? You cut through the chrome. So hand polishing is a great place to start. I will say this is not going to be the most aggressive rouge that you can find for restoring Airstream trailers or something like that. But on a pure silver plate like this, we definitely have some confidence that we could approach it with machine or by hand. But hand's always a great place to start. Machine's going to take the workout and do it faster. So yeah, we got it.
You can see pretty much matched what was previously done in a pretty short amount of time.
It's like the
I didn't really
PowerPoint.
hit the rim here because of the texture in there, but
Hey, you could use a little swap for that. I just got PowerPoint nightmares, the pie chart.
yeah.
How
right.
much of this plate has been metal polished?
3/4.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome results by hand. Excuse me. One of my favorite parts about ceramic metal polish is the effortless wipe off too. You guys probably didn't really get to see that because it was flat, but wipes off, virtually no drag under the towel. 1, maybe 2 passes at the most, especially if you're using the right amount of product, and pretty freaking sweet result.
Yeah, and same process. We recommend 12 to 24 hours to get maximum durability. One of the things about metal, if the metal is going through heat cycles like an exhaust tip or something, billet in your engine bay, the durability is definitely going to be compromised by that. It's like when people were selling wheel waxes. It's okay, a wheel wax, fine. You just can't have a ton of expectations. Granted, modern high solid wheel coatings, pretty damn legit in terms of their durability. But the caveat here is just, if it's a non-heat cycled metal product, you're gonna get excellent durability. It's gonna be slightly diminished on a heat cycled surface. Still, 12 to 24 hour cure before exposure to moisture for maximum durability. I think this one, I wouldn't necessarily say we have a hard durability number for it just because it's pretty niche. It's not like a all paint surface, really needs to stand up to scrutiny. Quite frankly, I think we're alone in this category with this product. So,
Yeah.
But same ceramic intermediate, so given the proper cure time, you're going to get impressive durability.
And yeah, pretty comparable durability to ceramic all-in-one in my experience. So always hard to put a number to that based on the environment, what you're exposing it to. But I would say, it's going to last at least 6 months in pretty much all scenarios.
Okay, we got a couple. Would all-in-one work on glass? Would all-in-one work on wheels? All-in-one works great on wheels, without a doubt. I would definitely
this bad boy.
if you had your wheels off and you could do, wheels off detail and leave behind ceramic all-in-one, especially if you've got a darker wheel finish or clear coated, you want to clarify it, go right ahead. That'd be awesome. On glass, we have tried it on glass. Not super effective on glass. I think, you can generate more temperature on glass, and that tends to kind of bind or prematurely cure the polymers in that formula. So you'll probably get average results, but I'd stick to kind of a straight glass polish, which has a completely different family of abrasives that are meant for the higher heat and harder surface that is glass. But we'll get to ceramic glass cleaner and a really cool trick with that as well a little bit. Actually, we probably better tighten it up too.
Yeah. A few questions. Stainless exhaust tips. Did you already answer that?
Yeah, stainless exhaust tips are great.
Money. Rusty exhaust tips. Somebody, De Jesus, it's not going to solve rust. You're probably a little out kicking your coverage there for any polish to take rust out of an exhaust tip. So might be time to replace those tips.
Yeah, Dave Ritchie asked while you're getting going. Now remember, the metal polish is a kind of thinner emulsion. So if you're doing it by machine, you want to start slow so you don't sling that around. By hand, it's never really a concern, but I'm going to address Dave Ritchie while you start going.
All right.
He asked, what is the recommended towel for wipe up of the metal polish? So metal polishing is kind of dirty work. We talked about that black slurry that essentially comes off as you're polishing the metal. You can probably see it forming right away with Sam's using this machine. I tend to use our edgeless utility towels because they are priced at a point where they are essentially disposable. It's like if you were gonna clean your wheels with like a spray-on car wash and just wipe them dry with a towel. They're getting impregnated with brake dust, stuff that probably isn't gonna leave when you wash it. So use a cheaper towel. Even like a Costco microfiber probably wouldn't be an awful thing, given that metal's not as sensitive as some painted surfaces. So
this is just mouth-watering.
Yeah, you gotta
literally watch it happen in front of your eyes.
You're polishing 3 feet from me, and I can talk to everybody. That's my recommendation, Dave, for metal polishing. And we kind of answered that. Best product I've used on chrome. Thank you, Reed Rickborn.
So you can see that orange pad is now black. Oh. So again, get that immediate slurry. Obviously, machine, I think Nick touched on this, but you're going to get more of that black slurry just because you're polishing more aggressively. And then probably stained that beautiful plush edgeless towel, but that's all right. We got lots of those.
Yeah, we may know a guy. We might have an employee discount.
So again, just outstanding, quick, satisfying results.
Compared to how it started, I think Grandma's going to be pretty happy with her platter.
That's what I was going to say. It's a great way to, really get on your grandma's good side if she has a lot of nice metal dishware.
Yeah, I have a heirloom silver item that I'm going to be doing a video on pretty soon, so you guys look out for that. But yeah. Pretty cool niche product. We're really proud of that one. And if you're looking for something to expedite your metal polishing process, leave behind great protection, which means you should have to polish your metal less. Great option there. Okay, so let's
do. One more, just a quick disclaimer, because I don't think we've mentioned it yet. We've talked a lot about like dishware and silverware. If it's a product you're putting in your mouth or putting raw food directly onto it, these products are not FDA approved or anything like that, so do keep that in mind.
I might wash them, with a dish soap or like.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're going to accomplish the main task of polishing.
Yep.
But yeah, like probably a good hand wash.
Yeah, probably not on something you're like putting in the oven or anything.
Yeah, that's more. I mean, that's not like this is like.
Yeah, it's just,
Andre the Giant's dinner plate.
That's a showpiece,
This is
for
this is
sure.
a serving platter or something. So you know you might put a decanter of wine on this. So
yeah, or something you put like parchment paper down and then throw your cookies on there.
yeah, if your kid's licking this, you might want to ask him a few more questions.
Yeah, just use common sense there, guys.
All right, so we're gonna go to some of the sprayables that we've got. Show you some best tips and tricks. And as you saw, Matt, can you cue up that video one more time? No, okay, never mind. So we showed you at the beginning of the show the condition of the paint on this Land Cruiser and the glass. So it's completely stripped, free of protection. And first and foremost, we're going to start with ceramic 3-in-1 wax. So ceramic 3-in-1 wax was the first ceramic product that we introduced at Griot's Garage. I think we're still consistently impressed with what this product can accomplish, how durable it is, in particular compared to that, you know, out of nowhere graphene trend and still, you know, smacking those guys over the head.
Yeah.
Ease of application and durability, hydrophobics. And then we have some other really cool uses that we've discovered, you know, over the years that we've been using this product. The most common mistakes that people make when using ceramic 3-in-1 wax are probably using too much. And having a hard time wiping up the excess and getting streaks or highs and lows. If that does happen to you, one of the best benefits of this product is simply applying a little bit more after you've observed those streaks, not as much as you did the first time, and wiping with another clean, dry towel should remove those streaks pretty easily. It's not so high solid that those streaks are going to create highs and lows that you're going to have to polish out, like would be the case if you got in over your skis with a high solid product. So ease of use still is at the forefront here. Another thing, so we like to work panel by panel, or for like a large panel such as a hood, you might do a third or a half at a time depending on how experienced you are using this product. But we're just going to focus on this half of the rear fender. And the reason we mask this off is we're going to peel away and show you all the different products as we use them. So for this fender, being that, you know, I've got paint on, I guess I'm looking at my D pillar at this point, and then trying to avoid the glass so I can show you an example of it when we put water on it. But, or actually use ceramic glass cleaner right after this. Just a couple sprays on the surface itself. Gotta load that sprayer. Light sprays. So I have 3 sprays for that entire section there.
Yeah, not a lot.
I did get a little bit of overspray onto the glass, so forgive me. It's still not gonna affect
no.
my ceramic glass or cleaner demo right after this. But really, you know, your first wipe is gonna be to remove the excess liquid and really spread the product over the area you're working. So, you know, much like you would kind of spread a liquid wax, or I'd say maybe a gel wax or a paste wax, you're trying to get it covered evenly, and then flip to a clean, dry side of the towel and buff it dry. So that first step, again, remove the majority of the liquid, spread the product out over the space that you're working, and then get a dry side. Now, you could use a 2-towel method as well. You've got 1 towel for wiping up the excess in that initial spread, and that becomes your spreading towel. And it'll get, you know, damper and damper as you go along, and will also help spread that product more easily as you go around. But ultimately, if you don't do that secondary step with a dry towel, that is one of the ways that streaks could be created. Now, if I were to see streaks, you know, from doing that process the right way, which I do not because I'm a trained professional, then I would simply, again, reapply ceramic 3-in-1 wax really quickly, a light amount on the area where I observe streaks, use a dry towel, wipe it up really quickly. But that's about as basic as it gets. Now, you don't want to necessarily apply ceramic 3-in-1 wax on you know, a car that has not been at least decontaminated, because you're seeking that super long durability. It doesn't mean that the car has to be defect free, but we do want a neutral surface to apply that to. So proper wash, decontamination, if you use anything like a detail spray or anything that may contain wax, like a wash and wax, a panel wipe is going to get that surface neutral and you can apply it, right? It's not going to be like a high solids coating where you need a defect-free surface. Otherwise, you're going to seal those defects in. So it's definitely more forgiving in that sense.
Yeah.
But still, that's your base layer protection, comparable to what we were talking about in base layer with ceramic all-in-one. And from there, again, you'd work your way around the car. And if you wanted to layer, you would, again, wait 12 to 24 hours and repeat the process. 2 layers of ceramic 3-in-1 wax. Man, I find that pretty damn hard to beat.
Yeah.
And then again, what we'll get to with these other products is how you serve that base layer, whether that base layer is ceramic all-in-one or ceramic 3-in-1 wax. You know, we did talk about base layer ceramic all-in-one, 12 to 24 hours later, follow up with ceramic 3-in-1 wax. Awesome combination. Or if you're just using ceramic 3-in-1 wax, do what I just showed you, and then you can follow with a second layer 12 to 24 hours later.
We might have that footage. You want to play that before?
What was that?
We might have that before.
Oh, no, we're good. We're going to show a comparison now. And another thing we're going to show you now, so you saw me apply it dry. That's ideal for establishing base layer.
Yep.
We're going to show you the utility of this product that you may not know about. And that is, it can also be used as a rinse aid and a drying aid. And no, that is not matte plastic. This is painted plastic. It's just two-tone. It's a weird thing they were doing in the early 2000s, all right?
Oh,
And in fact, it's like one of the worst traits of a lot of, you know, those like classic Mercedes. Like, damn, just make it one color. Don't
Yeah.
two-tone me.
Dennis Barrios asked applicator pad or microfiber towel. So you can apply ceramic 3-in-1 wax with a microfiber applicator pad. These are our relatively new microfiber applicator pads. So if you're more of a fan of the traditional wax application, you can saturate your applicator pad with your ceramic 3-in-1 and simply wipe it over the surface and then buff off with a separate dry towel. That's a great way to do it if you're applying this product outside, specifically on a windy day. Managing overspray is really difficult when you're using a sprayable protectant in the wind. And because ceramic 3-in-1 wax is pretty rich in protectant, if you get overspray somewhere and you miss wiping it up, you will see it. So great way to avoid overspray if you're doing this outside on a windy day, or just if you prefer the applicator and then wipe off.
That's a great point. And we've got, I think this person has to win something. Rachel drives clean cars.
Yeah, I like that.
I highly recommend the 2-towel method and rotating the drying towel in as the spreading towel when it gets damp.
It's essential.
Yeah, that's a great way to do exactly kind of what I was describing.
Yeah.
And then you consume less towels throughout your process. So Stevie, let's get Rachel Drives Clean Cars something. It looks like
ceramic family kit, right?
Well, I think based upon that information, they probably have some ceramic products. So let's
that's Rachel Parker. So Rachel,
what's up, Rachel?
You shoot me an email or put in the chat whether you want to pick it up here in the store or have it mailed, and I'll.
All right. Well, how about we give her the dollar amount equivalent in some gift certificate of the store, because that is definitely a good advocate. But that's a great reiteration. So essentially,
that's an absolute must. You have to do
having that secondary dry towel, and then as that drying towel becomes damp, that becomes your spreading towel.
Yep.
We did get that question about, can I spray onto a microfiber applicator? Yeah, one of the other ways to make your spreading towel more effective is you can actually spray ceramic 3-in-1 wax onto it as well.
Yeah, I've done the exact same.
It's simply that you want one towel that's dedicated to the taking off the majority of the liquid, and then a dry towel to get rid of the excess, and then cycling as your drying towel becomes wet. Man, great tip, and that's a critical way to have the very best time using this product.
Yeah, it's also a great tip for removing streaks. If you did miss wiping off a certain spot, or your towel's getting a little too saturated and you didn't dry it up, if you get a streak, simply re-wetting a towel or using a towel that's already saturated with that same product and reactivating it over that streaky area will make it much easier to remove that streak rather than just wiping it off dry.
Yeah. All right, so you're gonna show the glass and the comparison of the two spots, right?
Yep. So again, ideally you would let this set up for 12 to 24 hours, but we're gonna show it right away. And I think Nick already touched on this too, but this was prepped with, decontaminating the surface and then stripping it to make sure there was nothing that's impeding the durability.
Foaming surface prep and foaming surface prep 10 to 1. We killed it. You'll see, right, the difference pretty quickly here.
So before, flat, slow paint, into that after. So pretty awesome.
Definitely still dragging, very big area here and just nice tight water beads, even though, again, ahead of recommended introduction of liquid. So we spoke to the two other uses for ceramic 3-in-1 wax. So you've got a great base layer, you've just washed your car, it's clean, it's still wet, you want to boost that protection. Guess what? You can do it with ceramic 3-in-1 wax. Now,
Rinse-Aid style.
these two tips are not the most durable application of this product, but they are great uses. And if you had a car sans protection, both of these two tips will provide protection. It simply will not be as durable as applying dry and allowing proper cure time. But let's show Rinse-Aid first. So Rinse-Aid, right? What does it do? It drives water off the paint, making your drying easier. So applying it to a wet car like this, probably giving it a good 15, 30 seconds.
Yeah, you don't need to wait long.
So you could probably get the, half of the car at the time. I would not recommend trying to do the whole car this method. And then rinsing. So again, we've already seen the increase of the ability for this area to break water from just that rinse in probably 15 seconds. Now, so that's Rinse-Aid, right? And that's simply a boost to a base layer, or in a pinch, it can be protection, right? Now, Drying Aid. What is the difference between Rinse-Aid and Drying Aid?
One's used while you rinse, one's used while you dry.
Yeah, so Drying Aid is actually going to provide more durable protection than a Rinse-Aid. Why? You are pushing that polymer into the paint via your drying process where you're touching the paint, but still not going to be as good as the dry application, but it's going to be a great boost. The difference too, if you're concerned about washing your microfibers after ceramic use, when you do the Rinse-Aid method, you're drying a car that does not have ceramic on it. Essentially, you've rinsed the ceramic product off. When you do the Drying Aid, you are drying that ceramic with an amount of water, and that ceramic is coming into your towel. You're going to have to wash that towel immediately to prevent any degradation of performance over time.
Yeah, so Drying Aid, you would simply mist it on. You want to use less product in this scenario than you would during a Rinse-Aid because you are exposed to streaks as you're drying it. Another important thing is to make sure that your drying towel isn't getting too saturated. Usually if I'm using a Drying Aid, by the time I'm on the second half of the car, I'll grab a fresh drying towel so that I'm not creating streaks.
Because you are applying more liquid to the surface, right? So you've got more liquid to dry.
Add some lubricity to the drying process as well, which is never a bad thing. Prevent any light scratching or swirling as you dry. And it will also help the water wick off faster, so it'll speed up your dry there.
In both of those scenarios, if you've got a clean car with water on it and you apply ceramic 3-in-1 wax, you're going to see an immediate reaction where that water starts to move. And that's really, again, what makes this product so impressive. All right, do we want to do ceramic glass on this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
we can show
we're going to do ceramic glass cleaner on this, and then we'll move on and do ceramic speed shine next.
TFM towel. This is a completely bare window, so as you guys know, protected surfaces are much easier to dry off than unprotected. This glass has that nice sticky nature to it because it is completely bare. We polished it yesterday to strip off all of the glass sealant that was on there, so we can show you guys this. So, ceramic glass cleaner and a glass cleaning towel. Of course, this is a clean window. You can do this on a dirty window as well, but not a lot of product. That was probably even one more spray than I really needed. And then we'll wipe the bulk of it up. Again, using that same 2-towel method, or flip to a dry side if you don't want to use 2. Come back, buff over any remaining. And then I always like to flip again and frame the glass, because most of your streaks will form around the perimeter. Just make sure you got a nice streak-free finish.
Yeah. Ron Shoup was saying the magic of television immediately is 12 to 24 hours later. We did reiterate this multiple times. This is reacting almost immediately when it touches the paint. The cure time is for maximum durability. It's going to behave the same way if you put water on it right away versus you put water on it the next day. We're simply saying if you want it to last as long as possible, then we've done this testing, but right away we just apply that to this glass, and you're going to see the difference between these two areas of glass really quick here.
There's an active, not just the SiO2, but there's an active called amino-functional silicones in most of these products. Both the SiO2 and those amino-functionals have to essentially link fully to give you that full protection. So if you expose them to moisture, that prevents that process from finishing, and that's what impedes the long-term durability.
Probably gonna need a few more towels, guys, if you could hook us up. So, all right, so ceramic glass cleaner, we need to talk about that product just a little bit more while we're getting ready for ceramic speed time, just making sure the surface is dry.
Yeah.
Again, we were talking about yesterday, it's always frustrating to dry a surface that has no protection on it. Just takes a lot longer. So one good reason to use a rinse aid or drying aid. But ceramic glass cleaner, it can be used for cleaning glass. Does have that ceramic intermediate, so the benefit of that is going to be water repellency, keep your glass clean longer. It's definitely going to do excellent on side windows and the areas that are not contacted by wiper blades. I'm going to say that glass sealant is still going to be the superior option for your windshields relative to durability, but you can definitely extend the life of that glass sealant by using ceramic glass cleaner consistently.
Yeah.
I would not use ceramic glass cleaner to clean your glass every single time because it will build up, but I'd say once every 3 or 4 times will give the proper boost using a standard glass cleaner such as our ultra premium glass cleaner aerosol in between. The most common mistake people make with ceramic glass cleaner, over application of product, they use too much, and or trying to dry the product up with wet towels.
Yep.
So as we mentioned with ceramic 3-in-1 wax, having a spread towel or excess liquid towel followed with a secondary dry towel is going to be the way that you have a streak-free good time. Also, ceramic glass cleaner can be used on the interior. It has no utility there. It does not create anti-fog. Not really recommended to be used in there. You can definitely use it there in a pinch, but you're not getting the ceramic benefit, which primarily is going to be that self-cleaning, water repellency. On glass, UV protection isn't as relevant, but it's a very nice product to use if used properly. I think the most complaints we get are people using too much, and then again, that towel methodology.
Yeah, the towel, the 2-towel method or flipping your towel, that is essential, not only when you're doing the paint, but especially when you're doing glass. And then don't overuse the products. You don't need a lot, simply. A few of you guys are asking, does ceramic glass cleaner replace glass sealant? No, it does not. You could use it in lieu of glass sealant. However, glass sealant still has superior durability, and depending on the surface that it's on, which window it's on, can provide better hydrophobicity and visibility as well, specifically on a windshield at speed.
So
It doesn't replace it.
Yeah, Tony DiBartolo asked, would you clean the windows with your glass cleaner and then do ceramic glass cleaner for more durability, or just use the ceramic glass cleaner? I'd say unless you've just come back from a mudding expedition,
Yeah.
and your windows are just, excessively dirty, you can use ceramic glass cleaner for exterior windows. Now, one of the things about, washing your car is you generally clean the vast majority of the soiling off during your exterior wash. But in terms of, do you have to use both to do cleaning? Only in excessively dirty scenarios. Other than that, it's got plenty of cleaning capability. But if you are doing some heavy cleaning, towel discipline is going to be even more important. As your towels get, filled with dirt and extremely damp, you might want to use excess product in those super heavy dirt situations.
Yeah.
Having that dry secondary towel is important. A lot of product developers in the mix. Dennis Barrio says, "Why not add ceramic to y'all's glass cleaning?" Hey, that's a great idea.
Some of them are onto us.
Yeah, I'd definitely love to. But I would say, compared to some of the ceramic glass products that are high solids that we've seen, our glass sealant kicks butt. Like it's not broken.
And Nelson Rodriguez asked, do you have to clay the surface before you use ceramic glass cleaner? A hot tip, you can actually use ceramic glass cleaner as your clay lubricant as long as you're using a surface prep pad or synthetic clay.
And we're going to show you that on this door right here.
So that's a great way to combine 2 in 1. And then the other question, I think Angie B asked, does the ceramic get affected as you use your windshield wipers? Yes. The windshield wipers are abrading the surface. So really any protectant that you put on the windshield is going to be shortened or affected by using your wipers. Great thing about having protection on the windshield is you don't have to use your wipers as much. So make sure you keep them off unless you really need them, or don't use the high speeds. In my experience, even in the torrential downpours that we get up here during the fall and winter months, I rarely ever have to turn my wipers up all the way when I have glass sealant or ceramic glass on the windshield.
Okay, I've got a winner, Cavallino Aficionado. He's asking great questions. He said he's been using the product for 20 years. He's trying to learn to adapt with us. Let's give him the stuff so you can go try it out.
Yeah.
Compare it to some of our historical Carnauba and polymer solutions, which are still excellent solutions, and keep them in your back pocket for different types of uses of cars. So your daily driven car that gets exposed to weather, ceramic's a great solution. Your Carnauba wax that you rub on your old MG, great. Keep it for that purpose. That's some TLC with your little British baby.
Yep. Tom called out a little Easter egg too. Every once in a while, you'll see a developmental product.
Yeah, you guys are sharp. You guys hang around us too much.
Coming soon.
And then let's see, what was the other one I saw? Tim Lowen is asking me, Nick's wearing gloves. Is it necessary? No, I just have really soft hands. No, honestly,
He's
Tim.
lying.
Yeah, no. My general, the only reason I really wear gloves on a car cleaning is when I'm cleaning wheels. When I used to detail professionally, I would clean a lot of very hammered wheels, and I'd get brake dust that would sit in my hands for days. Want that. I really dislike that. Before this, I was doing some interior cleaning, and that's just another spot where you're just getting a lot of soiling, and it just kind of you get this soapy, dirty residue. I don't really like it on my hands, so I had gloves. I didn't take them off before the live started. None of these things are kind of going to harm you. They might make your hands slippery. Just wash them at the end of it.
I care a lot about my health. I don't have gloves on.
Yeah.
Like Nick said, some of these products will kind of leave a residue, and if you're going to be touching other surfaces on the car, it's good to wear gloves so you can toss those gloves and replace them so you're not transferring product residues. Like if I was doing tire dressing, it's a good spot to wear gloves.
For example, in a typical car washing process, I do my wheels and tires first. I wear gloves for that, right? But when I'm actually going to touch the car with a mitt, I don't want to wear gloves because all the water gets up under the gloves.
Yeah,
so I remove the gloves almost immediately once I'm done with that brake dust step.
End up with raisin fingers.
So, okay, we're going to keep moving because we're doing a lot today. But next product we're going to show you, lovely, lovely product, Ceramic Speed Shine. So, what is Ceramic Speed Shine? Ceramic Speed Shine is a quick detailing product that is infused with SiO2. A quick detailer must be extremely slick, must be fast flashing, and have some light duty cleaning capability for those kind of in-between moments, dusting, pollen, And if you have a ceramic base layer, if you're using a detailer for that light duty cleaning, it always helps to boost anytime you're abrading the surface by toweling it. So this product also has a couple other uses. It can be used as a clay lubricant with our surface prep tools. So fine surface prep mitt, building finished synthetic clay, surface prep towel. Excellent for that. Benefit of that is you have a high solids coating, you've got contamination in it, you don't want to polish it out. Guess what? You can pull those contaminants out and boost that coating, whether that be ceramic 3-in-1 wax or another high solids coating. Great use for that.
Money.
Another one is a drying aid. So as opposed to rinse and drying aid, we prefer using this as a drying aid. The main benefit of this in that scenario is the slickness, right? So as you're working your towel around the car, using ceramic speed shine as your drying aid, you're going to have a very nice low drag, high lubrication experience. But we're going to apply this dry. Once again, this is going to be a nude, untreated panel. Detail sprays are pretty simple, right? It's going to be the same thing. Towel cycling, don't over apply.
Yeah.
When using as a clay lubricant, again, you're going to be more generous or liberal with the application. You need to, keep that surface wet as you're dragging something across it. But really light application here, just misting, because if you over apply a detailer, you're going to be wiping more than you want to. And if, again, you're chasing something like dust or pollen, you want to be as gentle as possible, and you need as high lubrication product as possible.
Yeah, ceramic speed shine is easily one of my favorite products. It is so easy to use.
I think a lot of us have come across that. But my general, we have our ultra plush edgeless towel. Our blue plush edgeless towels are great for this product as well. Super soft
PFM
and
too.
long nap for detailing. Because it flashes so fast, you are going to be able to do this with minimal wipes. That is, unless you have over applied. Again, light passes, checking your towel to see the soil level. Again, this is a clean car. It's stripped. So I can be a little less disciplined in this scenario, but really just light passes and then flip to a clean side, come back, get anything that remains. Now that secondary step, again, you can be, ideally you've covered it deliberately, evenly overlapping, and you're just getting the excess liquid. I probably applied too much on that actually, because I've had to wipe a little bit more than I want to. But that's about as simple as ceramic speed shine is.
Super easy. Good rule of thumb with towels, like Nick said, if you're using it as a quick detailer, removing dust or light dirt from the vehicle, the plush towels should always be your first touch to remove all of that dirt and contaminant, or the gritty stuff, whether it be light dust or light dirt. And then I like to use a 1-2, two towel method coming up again. Do your initial wipe, remove all the dust or dirt with your plush towel, and then you can speed up the drying of the remnant product on the surface with a PFM. So that's a great 1-2 punch to use as well, because you've already got all that grit off. So although the PFMs aren't quite as plush, there's no dirt risking scratching the finish at that point. You got that off with the plush microfiber, and then you can speed up your drying with that second step. All right, should we hit it?
Yeah.
So I'll show you the immediate hydrophobicity of the ceramic speed shine. So pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's a very hydrophobic surface. For going from bare to that with a detail spray is,
Makes me very happy.
Yeah. There's not much more, much higher value 10, 15 minutes that you could spend with the car than that.
Why don't you show the glass comparisons, because this is the nude glass versus what we just treated with ceramic glass cleaner.
You can already see it, all these kind of wonky water spots versus the nice tight beads. So flat and much quicker protection. As the ceramic glass cleaner sets up to it, we'll get more repellent, more hydrophobic.
Still, it's totally dry on arguably a much bigger window, and we still have water kind of finding a break point there. So again, immediate reaction, definitely a difference in terms of how it's driving the water off. one other, again, that's a ceramic speed shine as a drying aid. We're gonna layer this thing up by the end of this, I presume, but
Yeah.
we're gonna do the same thing. It's a clean car, right? We're probably gonna be using a PFM dry towel for this process. But same concept, just light mist over the wet surface. As you're putting it on, you're gonna see some water start to drive off. And then again, you get this really slick surface for your drying process. Really, really wonderful use for this product. Did have a couple people that pointed out one thing that we gotta hit on, or else Jeff's gonna like hit us over the head with a dead blow mallet. Another cool use for both of these products, ceramic 3-in-1 wax and ceramic speed shine. I'm gonna give the edge to ceramic 3-in-1 wax in terms of durability in this particular use, but if you've just cleaned your wheels and your wheels are still wet,
Oh yeah.
both of these products are great ways to protect your wheels, to help them stay cleaner longer, and or just serve a base layer, whether that be a high solids wheel coating that you've installed, or if your wheel's completely unprotected, you've never waxed it, you don't know why you would ever do that, fine. Trust me on this one, this is a great tip. So you've cleaned your wheels, it's still wet. All you have to do, and I'm gonna show you on this back wheel here, because I cleaned it yesterday, for the purpose of getting a ceramic tire dressing demonstration done, and maybe Matt's gonna get it extreme close up for me.
Extreme.
Okay, so simulating a wet wheel. Might be a little harder to see because we're down low, but all I'm gonna do, again, I can use ceramic 3-in-1 wax or ceramic speed shine. Spray the wheel surface a couple times. Again, you're gonna see immediate reaction, water start to drive off of it. Don't really chase down into the barrels or annihilate or attack your rotors with it. It's not gonna cause you to crash into a school bus if you hit your rotors.
No.
All right, but umbrella policy still intact. So don't try that.
It'll rub off your rotors.
It'll rub off your rotors
brake
by the
pad,
time
too.
you get out of your driveway. But about 10 to 15 seconds is all it requires. Again, you can see it react immediately on tires or wheels that have no protection whatsoever. But then just simply rinse it. Definitely see some of that kind of explosive attribute, already in place. Now again, what's the best way to protect your wheel with ceramic 3-in-1 wax or ceramic speed shine? Do it dry. But this is just kind of an every time you wash tip and another use for these excellent products.
Look at that, water just explodes right off.
Yeah, so that makes it, if you're gonna dry your wheels with either a blower or a towel, you're just gonna leave less water on, and then ideally you're gonna have less brake dust in.
That's the best part.
To clean up the next
Cleaning
time.
your wheels, way easy. Prosk1 asked, does wearing Griot's shirts while using these products make them work better? Yes, it does.
Without a doubt, it makes you feel really studly, for sure.
Your neighbors will be like, who is that freak?
All right. So it's like drinking or wearing a Coors shirt to the Coors factory.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, I'm here, #1 super fan. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We actually really appreciate you rocking our stuff.
Rep the brand.
We do it everywhere. The guys at Costco all know us by first name.
Yeah, my favorite Costco cashier is
Yeah.
Griot's customer.
Tried to convince him that he can bring his project car to Caffeine and Gasoline and not be embarrassed. Like, you should have seen some of the stuff I drive to Caffeine and Gasoline.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry about it. All right, so the last product that we're gonna show you outside of that other cool, actually we got two more, but we're gonna show you ceramic washing coat. Now, ceramic washing coat is a really trick product. It's one of, I think Sam, Stevie, and I, we probably still have nightmares about it because it was a really hard product to peg. And we've talked about this multiple times as we speak about this product. These combination products need a stand somewhere. Combination products are hard to get both qualities. Do you want a car wash soap or do you want protection? And striking the balance of that is really hard. And if you go back and watch that ceramic torture test comparison, we kind of deconstruct that whole category. I think we tested like 30 plus ceramic washes.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of them are pH neutral wash products that tout that they're ceramic safe and maybe suggest that there's protection added, but there's absolutely no protection added. The way we establish that is we strip a car, we wash it with the ceramic wash, and the paint behaves the same.
Yeah. It's kind of mind-blowing. You know, I always wonder, like, how do these guys get away with this stuff?
Yeah,
Do they not even test their own products?
No, again, it's the guys in the ivory tower with like curly-toed loafers that are just trying to take advantage of you. So with Wash and Coat, we did accomplish an effective combination product that on its own provides substantial protection if your car is free of protection. So I want to do this one more time. On this one, we can actually show, it being wet. So let's establish the water behavior on this.
Sorry, I'm getting lost in the comments.
Yeah, so
You guys are too good.
while Sam rinses this, so again, super flat, slow drag. We don't like that. That means no protection. So in creating a product that can do two things, there have to be compromises. And what we weren't willing to compromise is slickness. Lubrication is really the key to an effective car wash. Suds make everybody happy, but lubrication is going to be the way that you safely remove above surface contaminants from your painted surface, right? Every time you touch your surface, you're technically abrading it. The gentler you can be, suds aren't making it gentler. They're making it fun. Secondarily, a protection package. So protection package does not jive well with surfactants, soaps, and foaming aspects. So this has always been advertised by us as a low foaming product, but it's got great lubrication and it's got great protection. One of the things with this product is that you want to follow the dilution ratios because it is highly reactive. It has a very high % of the intermediate within it. It can be used with a foam cannon and foaming sprayer. We have very specific instructions on, working section by section, not in high sunlight. And again, if you add too much product, you're going to get an overreactive solution that will potentially cause streaking and or undesired surface effects. Those aren't incurable. They can be removed typically by simply washing the car. Or reapplying ceramic wash and coat, but just avoid it, right?
Yeah. Small section is the best way to go.
So in the traditional hose and bucket method is a great way to do it. If your car is extremely soiled, we do recommend a precursory washing step to remove the vast majority of the surface contaminants because again, we talked about this compromise. It's not a pure car wash soap. So if your car is super dirty, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, heavily soiled. Now, if it's just light to moderate stuff, week or two of driving, we know all you guys are washing your cars religiously, so you're probably not getting yourself into that scenario. But like Nick said, if it's heavily soiled, do a pre-wash.
Yeah. So this is actually the perfect simulation. Essentially, how I like to do it is I'll do a foaming pre-soak with foaming surface wash or brilliant finish snow foam and kind of rid using those soaps to break down the surface contaminant, high pressure rinse. In that scenario, even if my car is pretty dirty, I feel comfortable using wash and coat as my actual contact step. Now, as we mentioned before, the actual contact, the pushing of those polymers into the paint surface is going to actually help those polymers bond better. You're going to get better durability. So you could technically foam this product on with a cannon or a sprayer and rinse it off, still get a good effect, but it's not going to be as durable, as impactful as this.
Yeah, agitation will always increase durability.
So I've got 2 ounces per 1 gallon in the traditional hose and bucket method. And if you read the instructions, I saw somebody asking, what's the correct mix for my foam cannon? It's on the back of the bottle, man. Just read. We labored over those instructions, okay? Like literally, we have war wounds from this product.
Follow the instructions.
So
guys,
we have specific dilution ratios. If you don't know what a dilution ratio is, use La Google or call our customer service line. We'll help you out.
Yeah.
But we have 1 gallon of water in here, 2 ounces of ceramic wash coat. boom.
The best instruction you can follow is hitting that subscribe button if you haven't done it already.
So,
And the notification bell.
Sam just agitated
You don't
with
miss
a
another
pressure washer with no tip. You can see, not a ton of suds.
A little bit.
If that were Brilliant Finish car wash and you hit it with that pressure washer, it'd probably pop out of the bucket. I'm gonna use our microfiber washcloth and just kind of swirl it in there. This is my last little, mixing. No need to wring it, but, trying to mind the floor here. And in particular, you want a wetter wash tool if you're gonna use this for your first contact on the car.
Terry Walsh is asking, how does Wash Coat compare with Surface Wash and Brilliant Finish Snow Foam? It's really an entirely different product, being that it's infused with protection. Foaming Surface Wash and Brilliant Finish Snow Foam are strict pH balanced car washes. Wash Coat is also pH balanced, but it has a ceramic additive. So like Nick's been saying, it's not gonna foam up as much. It's not gonna have quite as much lubricity and cleaning power because of that ceramic additive, but it is a great solution for a light to moderately soiled vehicle where you wanna get that added protection, or a second step after a pre-wash.
This is where you know the suffering is worth it.
Yeah.
When you literally wipe the surface and you see just this immediate reaction. So you know this stuff is serious.
Immediate water break.
And again, we're not gonna let this dry on the paint, even though it's pH neutral, because we said it's not reactive. We're gonna rinse off the excess and see, you saw the water behavior before we touched it. Now, prepare to see what Wash and Coat is capable of.
Boom! God, I love that. Just outstanding.
It's really satisfying.
Yeah.
Again, you know the sacrifice, know the work we put in.
Such a fast step to do.
Worth it when you see that happen.
Just total money.
Yeah, just exploding.
I'll show you again. Won't even let the water seat at all.
Yeah.
So that's going to keep your car cleaner longer and make it easier to wash next time you wash it, as all of these products will. And is a great way to add life. If you have ceramic 3-in-1 or ceramic all-in-one down and you're using Wash and Coat, even if you're using Wash and Coat like every other wash, it's going to add a lot of durability and hydrophobic reaction that you want to see to the vehicle every time you wash it. So, I mean, that's my regimen. Like, I have ceramic 3-in-1 or ceramic all-in-one on all my vehicles. I use Wash and Coat probably every other wash, at least as that second step. If it's really dirty, I'll do the pre-wash, and just keeps the protection tip-top shape. Really great, fast way to do it. You're gonna re-emphasize, if you're outside, even if you're inside or outside on a cool day, do half the car at a time. If it's warmer, you're washing a bigger vehicle, do a quarter, or less than that. It's really easy, especially if you're using, pressure washer or hose. You got your bucket, do a panel, rinse it off. Do a panel, rinse it off. You're gonna save yourself any trouble of getting those spots if that dries up on your paint.
It may not be a typical process, but when you see the difference between a bare panel and literally just wiping that panel with Wash and Coat, and then the next time you wash after adding no other protection, you see that that's still hanging on, that is a pretty powerful product.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, so we've got two last things to show you, and then we're gonna get out of here. I think we've done 2 giveaways. Remember to subscribe to the channel. If you've asked a question and we have not addressed it, be sure to tune in on Friday to No Questions Left Behind. We will do giveaways on that as well, so be sure to tune into that. If you're watching this and have missed the live element, so you can't comment in the chat, comment in the comments below the video when it's posted to our YouTube channel. We'll answer those on Friday. You'll get a chance to win the giveaway. All right, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you didn't get it, we are having a sale that starts now early for you YouTube live viewers. It is spend $30 at griotsgarage.com and get a free bottle of ceramic 3-in-1 wax on any order over $30.
Yeah.
And we just showed you how sweet that product is. So come on, throw us a bone.
So easy, whether you need car wash, mitts, towels, whatever, super quick to get to that $30 threshold.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you see the code on screen, SMLCJ. Write it down, place your order, get your free bottle.
so we had a great pre-submit question, and I know this gentleman. He's participates quite a bit, so I think we at least got to send him a bottle of this. Let's see, where was it? Pop Notch Garage. Actually, I've never seen that. This is the guy I want to send our last giveaway to. Pop
right.
Notch Garage. If you are watching,
Garage.
please email social@griotsgarage.com. I'm going to show you how to apply ceramic tire dressing on a knobby all-terrain tire, which happens to be my entire life right now. I literally don't
All
have
your
anything
dailies.
that's not an all-terrain tire. Actually, like one car, and I just put a battery and changed the oil.
Yeah.
I was showing Stevie how to change the oil, and I ruined my only pair
All right,
of
come
nice
on.
pants.
You've got a few cars.
I didn't even get to wear it to those pants to the conference because I like got motor oil and there's nothing that could save it. So, all right. So ceramic tire dressing, again, in our ceramic family of products, we've got a Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain.
Pretty aggressive sidewall.
I had never driven on Falcon tires, but they actually came on this 100 series, drove it back from San Diego. Man, really nice tires. Usually I'm BF Goodrich KO2s only.
Oh, Wild Peaks are really well rated.
Yeah, no, really nice tire. But as you can see, we've got this really dumb siping down here that's terrible for like a flat-faced foam applicator. And then like a really tall standoff, obviously for grip if you're crawling and have aired down. And then like kind of secondary subset of heavy tread. Now, sports car, you don't really have this problem, so it may not apply to you. You can use our blue foam applicator sponges, get a really nice even finish with this. So ceramic tire dressing, again, you talk about compromises. If you want durability, you can't get extremely high gloss, but this is a really nice, dark, I'd say satin finish. And the most miraculous thing is gonna be, the next time you go wash your car, you'll rinse your tires and realize, hey, I got nothing to do. I don't have to reapply dressing to my tires, which is annoying.
It's outstanding. Keeps tires clean too, especially if you off-road.
Yeah, I think the ultimate litmus test for this product in development was took my brand new Bronco, 35s, mud terrains on it, down to San Francisco, applied ceramic tire dressing. It's a 1,800 mile road trip, was in the dusty Monterey Laguna Seca Bowl. Drove it back, rinsed them off. Great, no worries, no more tire dressing. So again, main benefit, durability. If you want a super high gloss dressing, you're gonna sacrifice durability. And the only other ceramic tire dressing that claims to be high gloss in our testing, it's not durable. So pick your poison. But for these knobby tires, again, I really like, you can't use a flat-faced applicator very well. So I tend to like brushes. Now these are pretty cheap generic brushes. I emphasize cheap because if you're going to use them for tires, you probably don't want to overinvest. But we do sell these boar's hair brushes. Now they're going to be more expensive. Point being, applying to a brush on something like a tire like this is going to allow you to get into those spaces a lot easier and get more even coverage. That might be a little bit more work, but you signed up for all-terrain tires, so I'm just trying to help you out here, okay?
It's worth it.
I don't know where you're driving, but so one of the benefits of ceramic tire dressing too is obviously you can spray it onto the tire, which in this case is going to be beneficial, but I could also spray just a little bit onto the brush itself and a little bit onto the tire, and then really just work it in. All right, and your first approach is going to be a little sloppy as your brush gets saturated, but it's going to even out pretty nicely. A little goes a long way, so for 22 ounces in this bottle, you're going to get a lot of tires, in particular because of how infrequently you have to reapply.
I'm gonna, while you're finishing that side up, Charles Long reminded us about our Father's Day giveaway, which I don't think we mentioned. I don't think we mentioned yet. So forgive us for that. But if you guys haven't seen that, it is on Instagram. It's a contest that we're running on there. I believe you have to like the post, follow us on Instagram, and then tag 2 of your friends in the comment section to enter into that giveaway. It's we've got a few huge giveaways, one of them being the $1,000 plus fully kitted detail cart. So go to Instagram. If you don't follow us on there already, make sure you follow us, like that post. I think it's like our second or third.
It's pinned to the top.
Yeah, it's pinned to the top, so you'll see it. And let's see here, we've got the whole foaming system. So we're giving away 4 complete Boss foaming kits and 1 ultimate enthusiast detail cart kit, which is worth over $1,000. So make sure you like the post and tag 2 of your friends. Make sure you're following us, because if you're not, we probably won't pick you. Got to be following us. And of course, as we always remind you, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these awesome, informative live events or any of our other videos. Got a lot of sweet reels coming up.
So, am I going to say that that's the fastest way to dress a tire? No.
No, but all trends are never fast.
Come nitpick me. Get all my nubs. Check them all out. I got every single surface in here, and I'm fighting like 8 of them.
That's nice work.
So it is going to take a little bit longer. Like I said, you signed up for a 33-inch tire with a non-flat face. But a brush is going to be the way to get even coverage, even if it takes a little bit longer. Now, obviously, fastest way to dress a tire is in aerosol dressing.
Yeah.
Biggest risk of aerosol dressing is that you can over apply, you get sling. This is going to dry up really nicely and ensure that you don't over apply. So I'm not sure if we can see the result there, but
you get that close up on there again, Matt. There it is. Now you can see it.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet side by side. And in my opinion, ceramic tire, personally, like on my all trains and mud trains, I don't want a ton of shine. Ceramic tire really gives the perfect finish.
Nice and black.
Yeah, it's not overly glossy, just a nice deep black finish. Holds up really well too. The dark deep black will hold up for weeks, if not month plus, as Nick said. It lasted several thousand miles on his road trip. And the protection is awesome. I mean, the water, mud, dirt, grit, whatever, will run off the tire just like it will off your paint with ceramic protection there. So it is an awesome way to go.
Yeah, so again, we've got some great people saying that they have different brushes they prefer. This is simply the tip, right? This is the tip I'm sharing with you. Use a brush. I would recommend an expendable brush, right? Otherwise, you're going to go right to rinsing it out, or dedicated brush. I should say.
Dedicated brush.
You can get brushes like this. I'm going to say it on Amazon for like $5, and that's probably the appropriate level of spend relative to something that's dedicated to wheels and tires.
Yeah.
That being said, you may see something from us in the future, but at the same time, there you go, and that person won something, so I gave him 2 things, right? He wasn't even asking for the second one.
Are we done with giveaways, or do we need to do another one?
I don't know. We got somebody that's worthy of it. Let's do it.
Well, Alan Friedlander, he's always asking good questions, and I think he's been at least in the last like 4 or 5 of these. So we can always throw out another ceramic family giveaway.
Let's do it.
Alan, hit us up, social@griotsgarage.com with your information, and we will send you another one of those ceramic family kits. Hopefully you're still on here.
Yeah, my voice is a little rough today. I think it's allergies. I feel great, but I just sound like I'm...
The pollen around here is insane lately.
Yeah.
It's like I washed my car like a week ago, and 2 days later it was covered in pollen.
As Freddie Mercury would say,
Yes.
The show must go on.
Yep.
We're here. We put it on a schedule. We're showing up for y'all. Okay, one last thing, and then we got to go. I want to show you this again. We don't want to draw Mr. Brown's ire. We got a surface prep mitt, a wet window, and we got to show you ceramic glass cleaner as a Decon step.
Oh yeah.
Man,
I got it right here.
Okay, so one really cool thing. We talked about using ceramic speed shine on your painted surfaces with a synthetic clay tool for Decon. Your glass also gets contaminated as well and can get really draggy. So if your glass is not protected, if you feel the drag of contaminants, this is a great little 1-2. So you're really treating this like speed shine
Yeah.
for glass.
Yeah, it's awesome. Get
so-
protection on your glass and get it deconned in the same step.
So I have lubricated my Brilliant Finish synthetic clay pad, which is, again, we generally recommend some of our synthetic clay products. We've got a towel, we've got this little guy, we've got 2 mitts, we've got a pad, actually we've got 2 pads, a 3 and 6 inch pad. Gonna apply a ceramic glass cleaner and just work it like I would Decon anything else. That's the beauty of these surface prep or synthetic clay products. They can be used on glass and paint. They are not exclusive to the material. They can also be used with, car wash soap as lubricant, a wider variety of lubricants. They're more durable. I love these tools. But this is a tip that Jeff lives by. He did all of his exterior windows in his house that way. Shouldn't surprise anybody. But one other kind of off-label use or benefit where you're achieving the same result, and again, it's going to make it that much easier to dry up. Just doing one window, so I'm only using one towel. Squeaky clean, streak-free glass that is decontaminated. That's efficiency. That's detailing, baby.
Ceramic glass cleaner, like we said, great lubricity. Do keep in mind you want to use it with a synthetic tool, not with traditional clay. Works best with the synthetics, won't break them down. Could break down your traditional clay over time. So only synthetic clay, surface prep mitt, surface prep pad, surface prep towel. Those are all great solutions to use with that product.
All right, brother.
Total money.
We covered a lot of ground.
That was a big one. 2 full hours.
Thank you guys
Ceramic,
so much
everything.
for hanging out with us. We love doing this for you. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you learned a new use for a ceramic product that you may already have from us. As always, we'll keep busy developing the next best stuff. Please do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, throw us a like. If you didn't get your questions answered, we'll see you on Friday for No Questions Left Behind. If you're not watching this live, leave your questions in the comments below.
Yep.
Till
Get on
Friday.
Instagram and join that Father's Day giveaway.
Yeah, that's a big giveaway. Go on the social grams and give us a follow and follow the rules. All right, everyone. Have fun in your garage.
Have fun in your garage.